Today we are letting go of perfection. I use the hashtag recovering perfectionist, so this class is quite close to my heart. So physically we're going to be doing some twists and there's a few challenges today, so just as always do what feels right for you. If you need to adapt, if you want to stay in a pose rather than progress on to the next thing, then do that. Okay, we're going to start lying down, so a nice gentle start, and we've got a really nice meditation about letting go of perfection as well for you later on. So lying on your back with or without your coffee. We're just going to bring the feet to the ground a little bit wider than the hips, let the knees come together, and then just bring the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly. Tuck the chin in to the back of the neck, nice and long, and let's take a big breath in here. Feel the belly and the chest expand. And then exhale, just let it all go. So just taking a few moments here, connecting with the breath, maybe just reflecting on this idea of perfectionism. Maybe you don't think it's relevant to you, maybe you don't feel like you're a perfectionist at all. Maybe there's some areas in life where you are, maybe you feel happier, calmer when your home is clean and tidy and everything looks perfect. In my blog post that's going to be out in the next few days, if you're watching this live, I talk about how perfectionism can sabotage habit building. And how we maybe have this all or nothing thinking. So if we can't do a new habit perfectly, if we can't walk for a whole hour, we don't go for a walk at all. So see if we can let go of some of that. And maybe think about how life would be different if we allowed ourselves to just be a little bit imperfect. So let's take one big breath in here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh and a smile. Let it go. Okay, so we're just going to bring the right knee into the chest and give it a little squeeze here. So feeling that nice compression in the front of the hip. And you can straighten your left leg if that feels okay, or keep it bent if you prefer. And then circling through that right ankle. And just keeping the muscles in the face nice and relaxed, the forehead, the jaw. We're going to be doing a few lunges today. So this is mimicking that lunge position. And we're also going to be twisting in our lunges. So we're going to do a little twist from here first, just to get our body used to this position. So keep hold of your right knee with the left hand and then stretch your right arm out wide away from you like a T. And then just bring that knee across the top of the body. And it might not reach the floor, that's absolutely fine. But if you can, try and keep the shoulders on the ground. You might need to just shuffle the shoulder blades under a little bit here. Again, keeping the back of the neck long. Gazing up to the ceiling or maybe looking over that right shoulder. And just breathing into any areas of tension. So just allowing yourself to start slowly here. And then drawing the belly button in, come on back through center. Just bend that left leg if it was stretched out long, just to make it a little more comfortable, to bring the right foot down and then the left knee into the chest. So same thing, other side. Squeezing that knee in, so just holding below the knee here. And like we did on the other side, if you feel you've got a bit more space, you can stretch that right leg out long. Maybe circling that left ankle this time. And the upper body is nice and relaxed here, even though we're holding on with the hands. Just softening through the shoulders. Again, let's keep hold of the left knee with the right hand. Stretch your left arm out long and then coming across the body with that knee. Again, it might not reach the floor, that's fine. It can just hover in space. Or if you're more comfortable, you can pop a cushion underneath that knee. Again, shoulder blades on the ground, collarbones broad, gazing up or maybe over the left shoulder. And if you're doing this in the morning like me and like those of us who are live, then hopefully this feels really good. I do like twists in the morning, just to loosen up the spine and the hips. In fact, I sometimes do these in bed. Okay, draw the belly button in, come on back through centre, bending that right leg, bringing both feet to the ground. We're going to come up to a seat, so get that any way you want. You can just roll onto your side, use your hands to come on up, or if you're feeling energetic, whoop, come for a little roll, just a little roll today. And then let's come and sit in a cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. You could cross the ankles, you could stack the right shin in front of the left, whatever works for you. Let's throw that out the way. Okay, so sitting on a block here as well, if that's more comfortable for you, just raising the hips a little bit so that you can lengthen out of the low back. So when we do that, we have this nice neutral curve in the spine. So we're just going to take some arm movements here and listen carefully with these because we're going to tie ourselves up in knots a little bit. So let's inhale, take the arms up overhead. And this first time, just let the arms float back down nice and easy. Okay, inhaling up. Exhale, find a little side bend, right arm comes down, reach through the left fingertips, soften that bottom shoulder, inhaling up. Exhale, left arm down, soften the left shoulder, reach through the right fingertips. Inhaling up, coming into a twist. This is where it gets fun. Take your left hand, bring it to your right knee. It might not reach the knee, that's okay. I'm gonna cross my ankles so I can get mine. And then just lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale one more time here. And then maybe on the exhale, just twist in a little bit more. Gazing towards the side here. So keep your left hand where it is on this knee and then pick up your back hand, so this is your right hand, and make a big arc, take it all the way over and see if you can find the other knee. Okay, I might have to avoid left lights now. And then from here, just keep hold of the legs. So I'm not holding my knees, I've just got my thighs here, so I can't quite reach. And then just press your back behind you so you're getting like a little bit of a cat pose here, rounding through the spine. And then coming back up to neutral with the spine and just kind of let the arms slide in a little bit, keeping them crossed. So you're sitting nice and tall now. And then you can either just give yourself a hug here or maybe come into our eagle arms. So eagle arms, we just bring the back of the forearms towards each other. If that feels okay, you've got a bit of space, you might even be able to wrap the hands so that the palms are touching. Can you see that? There we go. So this is our first experiment with perfectionism. So are you thinking, oh, I wish I could do that, and forcing yourself into this position? Or are you okay with just being wherever you are? So yoga is a really good opportunity to practice this. And then releasing the arms wherever you are. Still keeping that same leg in front. I'm going to slide off my block for this. We're just going to crawl the fingertips forwards, getting a little bit of a stretch through the hips here. So reaching through the crown of the head, letting the chin tuck in towards the chest. And maybe just swaying the upper body side to side a little bit here. And then crawling the hands back in towards the hips. Bring the fingers behind you and then just picking up the legs. Bring the other leg in front, so the opposite shin comes in front this time. So I'm going to stay off my block, I think. Now my hips are starting to open a little bit. Okay, so inhale, sweeping the arms up. Finding that little side bend first, so right arm comes down, left arm reaches. Inhaling up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches. Inhaling up. Coming into a twist with your right hand towards the left knee this time. Just let your left arm come down behind you and then use those back fingertips just to prop yourself up, get nice and tall, broad through the collarbones. Take another breath in. And then just gently coming into that twist a little bit more on the exhale. Keeping hold of your knee with the right hand, picking up that back hand, reach it all the way over in a big arc, and then find whatever you can find. So hopefully the other leg. So it might be the knee, it might just be the thigh. And again, pushing the back away from you, letting the chin dip in towards the chest, rounding through the spine here. And then just releasing the grip, let the hands slide up a little bit so that we can come nice and tall, reaching through the crown of the head, shoulders above the hips, and either giving yourself that little hug or maybe coming into some variation of eagle arms. So back of the forearms can touch. And just notice here whether the shoulders are hunching up. If they are, you've gone a little bit too far, so just come back into that little hug. Maybe if you're feeling really open through the upper body, you can wrap the hands today. This side feels a little easier for me, so just being aware of that as well. One side might feel very different to the other. And then just releasing the arms back down. And let's come forwards again, reaching the hands forwards, crawling your way. Pressing the hips back and letting the chin come down towards the chest. So really feel this traction here through the spine as we press the hips back and reach the hands forwards. Big breath in. And an exhale. And then crawl the hands back towards the legs. Okay, coming into a tabletop position. So if you've got a couple of blocks today, they might be handy. So just have those near the top of your mat somewhere. And then just starting with our cat-cow, spreading the fingers wide so you've got a little bit of space between each finger. Index fingers face straight ahead. Take a big breath in and an exhale. And then next inhale, belly comes down, so we're filling the belly with air. Chest comes forwards into our cow pose. Exhale, reversing that, rounding through the spine, gazing back towards the thighs. So just keep this nice and small, moving between these two positions. Inhaling, belly down, chest forwards. Exhale, round through the spine. And the feet can be tucked, so toes can be tucked, or you can have the tops of the feet to the ground. Just experiment here maybe between those two positions. Notice whether they feel much different to you. And feel free to just linger anywhere you feel a little bit of tension, anywhere that needs a little bit of extra attention. Last one here. And then from here we're going to come into our downward dog, so getting moving, tucking the toes under and then lift the hips. So really focusing on a long straight spine here, taking a little step back if you need to. Wrapping the armpits towards each other, lifting the hips even higher on an inhale. And sending the thighs back behind you on the exhale. Maybe the heels get a little closer to the ground. They don't need to reach it though. And then press the chest towards the thighs, making it really strong. Head is just nice and relaxed here. Feel free to bend one knee at a time. And if you need to, of course, bringing the knees down, taking a little rest, coming back up whenever you want.
Okay, so from here we're going to come into our lunge. So bringing your right leg forward in between the hands. So looking past the hands, squeezing that knee towards the nose as closely as you can. And if you have blocks, bring your hands to the blocks to get your leg there. And also while we're here, it's going to be a little bit easier to manoeuvre. Moving a little bit here. Loosening up through the hips, and then let's press firmly into that front foot, coming on up so we're stacking the shoulders directly above the hips. You might need to adjust that front knee a little bit. Draw the front hip back hip forward so we're really strong here, and then find a focal point down on the floor to help with your balance. And then let's inhale, bring the arms up overhead, and then exhale, bring your left arm forwards and your right arm back. So we're coming into a little twist here. So this is yet another little challenge for our brain and our body. So you might feel a little wobbly, that's okay. Breathing deeply into the belly, relaxing the shoulders. And then inhale, bring the arms back up to the sky. Bring the hands to the heart. We're going to come into another twist from here. So this is where I said there'll be a few little challenges. And we're going to twist towards that front knee, and then maybe bring that elbow, so your left elbow, down towards the thigh. So if this is too much, you could just come into an easy twist, bringing the left hand to the floor, and then bringing your right hand to the thigh, or maybe taking the right arm up. But otherwise, if you're okay, we're going to twist and bring that left elbow to the thigh, and then pressing into the hands, lifting your chest. So we've got a nice long spine here. Pressing into the big toe of that right foot, so we're nice and strong through the legs. Big breath in. And exhale. Pressing into the foot one more time just to lift yourself out of the twist wherever you are. And then wiggling your front foot around to the outside. Nice opening through that hip, and then coming back into our downward dog. If you feel like you want to take a little flow today, coming through plank and chaturanga, then please go for it. Otherwise, just coming into your downward dog. And just pedaling out the feet, noticing how those hips feel and spine. Taking a couple of breaths here. If you prefer to come into child's pose, that's totally fine too. So just doing what's right for you every time you step on your mat. Okay, let's take a big breath in together. And exhale. And we'll do that on the other side. So looking past the hands, towards the top of the mat. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then step it down, let the back knee come on down. Just taking a moment here. You can bring your hands to your blocks, moving through the hips. Breathing nice and easy. And then pressing into that front foot, coming on up, stacking the shoulders above the hips, adjusting that front knee again if you need to. So draw the front hip back hip forwards, nice and strong. Inhaling the arms up. You can always keep the hands on the hips if you prefer. And then exhale, twist towards that front leg. Softening the shoulders, reaching through the fingertips. And then again, pressing firmly into the big toe of that front foot is going to help with your stability here. And then bringing the hands to the heart, you can come back through center briefly. Relax the shoulders one more time. And then let's turn towards that front leg, bringing your elbow, so your right elbow this time, down towards the thigh. And then just kind of pressing off that leg, pressing the hands into each other to create a little bit of space here. Making sure the neck is in line with the spine, so we're not doing anything funny with the neck here. And if this is too much, you can just bring the hand down to the ground, coming into a little easy twist variation here. So just taking a couple of breaths. And then pressing into the front foot, coming back through center, bringing the hands to the ground. So this time we're going to tuck the back toes under and then just push forwards, coming to the top of the mat. So we're coming into a forward fold here. So bend the knees generously, let the head be heavy, Spine nice and long. Let's take a big cleansing breath here. Let go of all of that. So big breath in. Exhale it out. So if you found that challenging, if you're struggling to get into any of those positions and thinking these thoughts of imperfection or of perfectionism, just let it all go. Big inhale and exhale. Pressing firmly into the feet, we're going to roll our way up to stand. We're not quite done with the challenges, we've got one more coming. Okay, so coming into our mountain pose, nice and strong through the legs. We're just going to pick up your right foot. I'll turn to face you for this actually. So picking up your right foot, and we're just going to let that knee come up so it's in line with the hip. And if you wobble, then can you embrace that? So this is exactly what we're talking about, embracing the imperfection and being okay with not being perfect. Draw the low belly in. And then maybe coming into a little twist from here. So make sure you're nice and tall first, holding on to the right knee with the left hand, and then just turning the chest towards the right. Maybe. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe reach that arm back behind you. And if you've got a wall around you like I have, maybe just pop your fingertips on there for a little bit of support. For an extra challenge, can you shift your gaze behind you? And how does it feel to not do things perfectly? Are we okay with that? Or do we struggle? Coming back through centre, bringing the hand through centre, and then lowering that leg. Oh, nice little workout for the hips there too. Give it a shake, and then we'll do that on the other side. So find your mountain pose first, super strong as we pick the left foot off the ground. Noticing whether the body wants to shift over to one side, try and keep it all into the centre. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Holding onto the knee with the right hand, turning the chest. So really think about lifting and turning at the same time so the spine stays nice and long. So if you're struggling with balance, then keeping your gaze down on a focal point is really going to help. And then stretching the arm behind you, maybe even shifting your gaze. Notice where your weight is in your foot here. So are you leaning back into the heel, into the toes? Or is your weight nice and evenly balanced between the whole foot? And then coming back through centre. And release any way you want to. Shake it all out. And then coming to the top of your mat, let's just take a big breath in all together. Sweep the arms up. Bending through the knees, shake the hands as we come on down into a little forward fold. Let it all go. One more big breath here to release all of that. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then plant the hands. Let's just step back any old way to our downward facing dog. Have a little stretch here. And then let the knees come down to the ground. And then coming down into a seat. I'd love to know how that went for you. So we'll have a chat, people who are live, after we finish today. And anyone else, just let me know on social media or send me a message. And that's it for your movement today. So let's inhale and take a big breath in all together to finish off our practice. Sweeping the arms up, filling the lungs. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful day. And then if you're staying, we're going to do a nice little meditation to go with this theme of perfectionism. So get yourselves comfortable. You can sit down, you can lie down. And just let your body relax and settle into your space. And gently close the eyes, or just keep the gaze low. Take a big breath in through the nose, filling the lungs completely, and exhale slowly, letting go of any tension in your body. Take another deep breath. Notice how your chest rises and falls. With each breath, allow yourself to relax just a little more. Now bring your attention to your body and notice how it feels in this moment. Is there any tension? Are there any areas of discomfort? And simply observe without judgment. Imagine that each exhale allows you to release any tightness or stress. And with each inhale, you're inviting a sense of calm and relaxation. Let your body soften, surrendering to the present moment. As you continue to breathe deeply here, bring your awareness to any thoughts or expectations that you've been holding on to. Maybe you've been striving for perfection in some area of your life, whether it's your yoga practice, your work, your relationships, or perhaps some New Year's intention. Acknowledge these thoughts, but without attaching any judgment to them. Recognize that perfectionism can hold us back from fully embracing the present moment. Now imagine that you're gently setting these expectations down, placing them somewhere safe. You don't need to carry them with you. You are already enough just as you are in this very moment. Shift your attention to your heart. If it feels comfortable, place a hand over your chest and feel the warmth and compassion that resides there. With each breath, imagine that your heart is growing softer, kinder, and more open to yourself. Repeat silently to yourself, I am enough. I am worthy of kindness. I am deserving of love just as I am. Allow these words to settle deep within you, like seeds being planted in the soil of your heart. Let them take root, growing with each breath you take. Now bring to mind something you've been working on, a goal, a habit, or something else important to you. It may not be perfect yet, but that's okay. Let yourself feel joy in the process, not the outcome. Imagine yourself taking small, imperfect steps towards this goal. Each step filled with self-compassion and patience. Let go of any pressure to be perfect and simply enjoy the journey. With each breath, remind yourself that progress is not about perfection. It's about showing up with kindness again and again. Take one more deep breath in, filling your body with calm and warmth. As you gently exhale, open your eyes, bringing this sense of peace and self-compassion with you into the rest of your day. All right, my loves. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that one. I did. Let's take a big breath in all together. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Enjoying the journey, bring the hands to the heart. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time on the mat.